God placed many organic miracles upon this planet. One of his singularly unique creations is the Black Panther. No, not that one. Definitely not that one. Wrong continent, but I guess, yeah, Bagheera is still pretty cool. There you go. Panthera onca. Technically, these guys are jaguars, but let's be honest, we all know they look way cooler than their mainstream species counterparts. But appearances aside, the big kicker is that the whole species is in decline and is now on the near-threatened list. This graph, courtesy of our friends at climbforconservation.org, shows the rather disturbing trends in jaguar populations in South America. Bit of a drop-off, as you can see. Habitat loss is by far their biggest issue. This map shows their former habitat, yellow, and now their current habitat in black. As you can see, pretty clear reduction. Poaching is also a significant issue, although not quite on the same level as habitat destruction. So just a quick review. All black panthers in South America are actually jaguars. The black fur is caused by a rare allele that causes extra pigment. The spots are actually still visible on a black jaguar if the light's cast on them at a certain angle. The third largest cat in the world, and the largest in the Western Hemisphere, the jaguar will eat just about any prey that it can get its paws on. However, it's also unique in that it targets a higher amount of aquatic-based prey than most of its other feline counterparts. Historically, jaguars extended up into the southern United States, but as previously noted, due to habitat loss, their territory is now mainly confined to Central America and mostly South America. Now, that is not to say that these guys have no protection at all whatsoever. In 1973, the Convention for International Trade in Endangered Species passed a series of laws protecting species from all around the world. Jaguars are a member of their Appendix 1 list, meaning their trade is illegal internationally except in very few extreme licensed cases. It is illegal to hunt jaguars in America, Belize, Honduras, Nicaragua, Panama, Colombia, Suriname, Paraguay, and Argentina, while in Guyana and Ecuador no protections exist. Meanwhile, in Mexico, Guatemala, Costa Rica, Peru, and Brazil, hunters are allowed to target problem animals that cause issues with livestock. As the previous graph shows, the decline has slowed significantly since these conservation measures began in the 70s. However, the decline is still progressing far too rapidly. So what do we do to further improve the situation? Step 1. Alternate building materials. At this point, it's pretty obvious that regulating and limiting deforestation isn't doing anything, so we need to move on and find ways to make it completely unnecessary and obsolete. Step 2. Harder crackdowns on poachers. Third, government partnership with ranchers and their guards to provide tranquilizers and other non-lethal means of protection for themselves and livestock.
So what makes my initiative so important? What makes this better than all the other conservation projects? Well, for one, mine is endorsed by the most famous panther of all, Cam Newton.
Save the Panthers.
Celebrity endorsements aside, the fact is the jaguars are apex predators at the top of the food chain, and I mean the top of the food chain. And we have plenty of examples from around the world of what happens when we remove apex predators. There aren't enough lions to keep baboons under control in Africa, so children can't even walk to school safely. Rays are having a huge impact on the fishing industry because there aren't enough sharks to keep them under control. And coyotes are multiplying rapidly across the U.S. because we've largely eradicated wolves in many areas. If anything, the loss of jaguars would be even more severe because, as mentioned before, they're also extremely comfortable in aquatic environments, which means that they're influencing two very different, sometimes relatively independent areas of their ecosystem. Another important consideration is that many scientists classify jaguars as an umbrella species, meaning that steps taken to protect them usually work by extension to protect other species in the same area. So, in summary, reducing poaching and logging to protect jaguars also helps protect other species throughout the rainforest. Furthermore, as apex predators, jaguars control species that are higher on the food chain, which leads to indirect effects on species much lower on the food chain. So, in conclusion, it's vital that we protect the jaguars, not just because of their interesting appearance, but also because of their invaluable place in Central and South American ecosystems. Their extinction would create massive negative implications for an entire continent, and that is why we need to begin taking steps to preserve them right away.